5 seconds. In the course of his speech on the general discussion on the budget, a member said, "Sir, I would like to say the general satisfaction on the budget is due to the fact that the finance minister gave an indication to the public and the country at large that there was going to be no further increase in the taxation. I am not surprised that there is no further taxation. The finance minister mentioned last year that the general level of taxation in this country was very much lower than in other countries. In this connection, I would say that the budget proposals have not made any provision for increase in taxes. In other countries, the general level of taxation is said to be higher than ours. At the same time, the per capita national income is very much higher there. I am only trying to point out that the general burden of taxation in India is not low. It is quite high if you take into consideration the fact that India is one of those countries, in my opinion. The Honorable the Finance Minister has realized that unless the per capita national income is increased, the level of taxation cannot be increased. I feel that increase in level of taxation must follow the increase in per capita national income and not precede it. With regard to deficit financing, I would like, if I may, to warn the finance minister of one thing. I may point out that deficit financing is a source of inflation. We are resorting to it with the idea that we may be able to get some foreign aid or increased production. To the extent that we get foreign aid or increase in production, I agree that there is less chance of inflation, but if unforeseen things happen, I fear there is the danger of inflation. I know the Honorable the Finance Minister is fully aware of the situation. I am only warning that deficit financing would have a dangerous impact on the country's economy. In respect of borrowings, I wish to point out that the government has taken a great deal of credit for themselves on account of the bank rates going up. The value of government securities have gone down. On account of this, we are not able to encourage people to invest in government securities. I would like to bring to the notice of the government that it should have been given due consideration. I now come to the 5 year plan. It has been said that the budget preparation has been made with the background of 5 year plan. The Honorable the Finance Minister is keen on increasing the tempo of expenditure on the plan so that it may proceed according to schedule. I am sure that every honorable member will agree that the plan is the only channel through which the resources of country can be mobilized for the welfare of the nation. In this connection, I wish to state that in an underdeveloped country like ours, the 5 year plan is only the beginning of a long period of planning. Then only it would be possible to gear the whole economic life of the community to finance not only this plan but future plans that are under contemplation. At the same time, the development in other sections of national life cannot be neglected. Every department of national life has to be attended to. The only way to succeed is to proceed with the implementation of the 5 year plans. This can only be achieved by creating a sense of urgency in the country. I think it is possible to achieve this aim. We should avoid waste and unnecessary expenditure in every department in the machinery of government. Then I come to the most important and serious problem that is facing the country, namely unemployment. The first observation that I would like to make is that we ourselves are very much aware of this problem, but it is important that we should be clear in our minds about the nature of this problem. It has been there now for several decades. It has been aggravated by growing population and also due to the shortage of capital equipment and technical skill. So the problem of securing employment opportunities for all is in a sense identical with the problem of development itself. The Planning Commission does not promise any remarkable progress in this sphere in the period of the 5 year plan. The essential limitation is the resources that can be made available immediately. There is another case of unemployment, and that is among the middle class to a large extent. It is an instance of failure of coordination between the system of education and the needs of economic system. As it appears to me, a large increase in the demand for educated men and women can come only from an increased tempo of development of the economy. As planning proceeds, I have no doubt that there will be demand for personnel with various types of qualifications and training. Meanwhile, it is necessary to take steps to diversify the educational system in keeping with the needs of our developing economy. To some extent, I must emphasize that the difficulties experienced by the educated young men in finding employment are due to reluctance on their part to take an occupation which involve hard manual work or work in the rural areas. I feel that the breaking down of these resistance is important in an economy like ours in its present stage of development. Regarding the employment among the educated middle class as well as many other sections of the population, the problem is one of the building up a capital base which will give opportunities to increase the levels of real income. The other way to solve the problem is to increase the industrial activity. I would suggest that the government should raise the capital of rupees 100 crores with which we shall be able to start more industries all over the country. It will absorb as many persons as possible. I am sure the unemployed who are a liability on society can be turned into an asset considerably on the society.